Hello, everyone. Welcome to Jobber Radio Prediction League Frontline. I am your co-host Scott, along with still the champ, BeerMeJesus, because he made it through another weekend without getting cashed in on by the Money in the Bank. How are you today, champ?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you today, champ?
Hey, yeah. Spoilers. We're gonna go
Spoiler
through
alert.
the weekend, but we're gonna say right up front, yeah, I did win the Ultraviolet title. So this is your championship hosts of this show. UV champ, myself, and the world champ, BeerMeJesus. So your championship hosts for at least a month, because that's when the next show is. We're literally a month to the day is the next show, and we'll get into that as well. But how are you today? It was a fun weekend. Summer is somehow winding down because we're toward the end of July. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's weird. It's going by quick.
Yeah. Like SummerSlam's coming up, and that's the end of summer, and that's a month away.
hmm
Uh, uh. Um, things are going well as far as the JRPL, I would say. The latest write-ups
Yeah,
are a hell of a lot of fun. There's a lot of craziness
interesting
in there.
things. Lots
Um,
of new things.
Lots of new things. Lots of new things. I have a fly buzzing around me here, so if people see me swatting away at nothing, it's not at nothing. There is a fly, and he's pissing me off, and he's over there. Um, and Bear Me can't see it, but believe me, it's
Right.
there.
I can imagine.
Yeah, yep, he's over there. But yeah, no, we had a weekend of Slammiversary, which is an Impact show, which is a house show, which historically for Jobber Radio, which is at jobberradio.com, JRPL Official on Twitter, and Jobber Radio as well, which is Bomber, but also the YouTube channel here and all that fun stuff. The Slammiversary shows are house shows, much like Ring of Honor, much like AEW. Those are ones where they don't really matter. The only titles that really change hands on those or defended that is, are things like the Road Warrior title. Once in a blue moon, you'll get a high-profile one for another one, but it's very, 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 very rare. They mostly go on main shows, which are things like WWE and NXT, and not things like that is main shows. So, like I said, we had the weekend, which was Slammiversary, which was a house show with a lot of this storyline fun, because that's what that's for. Followed by Extreme Rules the next night, which was a main show with a lot of titles being defended, because it was kind of the follow-up. The first one since Money in the Bank and Extreme Rules is that big kind of stipulation show where we can do a lot. And now we've got nothing until two more main shows in August, with a house show after that with All Out, and yeah, it's going to be quiet for a while. So we've got a bit to cover, and then we've got a lot to look forward to, but we're going to leave some of that for some teasing for later. But first up, Beer Me, Slammiversary. We had a main event that was not good for me, but it was a submission match where, for once, I didn't get my one-pointer wrong on Impact.
It's true. And I did. But,
Yeah,
I mean,
but I still lost. So let's look at this. We have Slammiversary. We have the must-see good guys, BeerMeJesus and the GMSG, defeating match of the night, myself and Redhead, in a fight pit submission match, which is tag team submission, which we did look back. There's been one prior. To submit, both parties would have to get their one-pointers wrong. How the rules for this worked is the moment you get your one-pointer wrong, the points for those people stop. So once that match happened, you guys stopped there, and then GMSG and I kept earning points.
Yep.
But there was nothing else to earn because we got damn near everything else wrong, and he and I literally got 1 point each. So, yeah. And actually, because each side had that, it ended with no bonuses, and that's why it was only 7-5 overall. And that's because
I mean,
I think you had put something on a bigger match, like you got like your 4-pointer right, but Red got the 2-pointer, and that's all it was, or something. It was literally like that.
I put my 6-pointer on Moose, and he put his 4 on Moose. So
Yeah.
it ended up being 7-5 that way.
Yeah, and I put my 1-pointer on Moose. And
What'd you top block for that show?
That one, because that was the one pointer.
Oh yeah, the bot lock. Oh, I meant like top lock. Did you top lock like
the flip side of that was the X Division with Willie Mack, because
Oh yeah.
we all thought
Yeah.
Mac was going to win too, and that's literally it.
Yeah.
I think it was GMSG and I both said 1 point on Moose, which meant that's our submission one. If we get that wrong, we tap. But you and Red both did that with Willie Mack. Now,
Yeah.
we all thought Moose was going to win. We all thought Mac was going to win. But there's one of each of us saying Moose, and one of each of us saying Mac. Mac lost. So that's where the match came to a halt, and suddenly everything was over, and it was match 4, and there you go. So
Slammiversary had a lot of wonky stuff happen.
it did. And one thing I will say to that, people always go like, "Oh, the booking sucks and it ruins everything." You gotta know what you're predicting, and if Impact is known for doing that, which we went in thinking that, you gotta play.
Yeah.
You gotta play that game. They still went real wonky, way beyond what we thought. Because that's just what they do. But that's where we were, and I don't fault Red whatsoever. Even though, yes, literally, it was Red putting the 1 pointer on Mac that cost us. Okay. But I don't blame Red, because I nearly did the same thing, and I said, that sounds good, I'm putting mine on Moose. 1 each, there we go. And then you guys happen to do the same thing. Like, it's there's no blame. Yeah, factually, but if I had put more points on another match, or any other match, and got anything else right, it would have been a tie or higher or something. So there's no blame, even though yes, literally, GMSG and I won. You guys took the win. It's so frustrating. I can't. You have no idea how mad both of us were at that, because it was just like,
right.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean the match is over? I got it right. I didn't tap, but I had to put it. I passed out, or I tapped out in the write up, because both people had to tap, so I still tapped to GMSG, and I believe that's his 10th match with me. And I'm 0 for 10.
Yeah.
I'm 0 for 10. Now he's not 10-0, because some of these were multi-man beyond that.
Yeah.
He didn't win all of them, but I've never won any of them.
That's
It's 10 of them, yeah. So, there's that. But it was a fun main event. It was ridiculously silly. Leaning into that idea that Red didn't even want to participate because of watching from afar, like you keep saying.
right.
And as we revealed at the end, we're talking about the end of the show first, but whatever. The car sped along when we were backstage, and it's definitely not me. So there. Yeah. Your silence means you still think it is.
No, I at this point, I don't know who it is. I'm just hoping that whenever it's revealed, I'll be like, oh, that's awesome. You know. I really don't know.
It's fun with the mind games. It's interesting to see what's going on, and
it is.
The Mr. X.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you have any other thoughts on our main event here? Because you were in it, like I said, or do you want to move on to the rest of Slammiversary?
No, it's really well. I can't talk. Really well written, and I like the finish of it. And
the toughest part of that, because I wrote it. The toughest part was the fact that Red and you went out at the same time. So how do you, I didn't have to make that be in the write-up, but I like when the points thematically dictate what happens, because it kind of gives me a roadmap. So
right.
Red's trying to choke you out and going crazy, and GMSG goes for his finisher, and I counter it, and we tumble into you, which actually happened in 2 of the finishes at the actual Slammiversary.
Right.
You end up knocking heads, and you're both out. I'm like, okay, well, the ref's like, and then we do our thing, and we keep going, and I get distracted, and he puts me in the road B lock. He was so happy with that name, and he loves seeing it there, and he's probably even more happy seeing me say it, hearing me say it.
I bet he is.
And I hated writing the road B lock, because really, I'm doing your thing, GMSG. Really?
Really?
But yeah, and I put that move over and tapped out to it because I had a submission match the next night, and my submission weekend didn't start out great. So
Hey, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
it's all about the matches that matter, and that one didn't matter. That's the second time I've tapped out,
Right.
and it was a match with you in it. So stop that. Stop being the reason, BeerMe. God damn it.
I'm trying not to be, you know.
But let us move down the card. Let us look at the Road Warrior Championship match. We have LJ, who faced Alaska Brown and retained. And it was close. It was like 3 points.
It was. We all thought Alaska Brown was going to take it.
Yep.
Then that main event happened with more people than we thought. So if it wouldn't have happened like that, we'd be sitting here with a new Road Warrior champion.
That is a key factor. Slammiversary had 2 matches that got thrown out because the participants changed. The main event was announced as a 4-man match with a mystery opponent. It turned out it was an elimination match all along. That doesn't change the match, so the match stayed in, but a bonus went away. Who takes the fall? That's different from who's last eliminated, so that bonus went away. But then a 5th person came out and joined the match. Well, now the match is thrown out. Same thing happened with the 11-person gauntlet because they added 2 more people to it. Well, that's thrown out. So big money pointers, even though other was what people thought would win, and other didn't. It was Edwards. Nobody gets those points, but also nobody loses those points in those hardcore matches and stuff. No negatives. Nothing happens there. You just don't get correct points, but you don't get penalized either. They just go away. So that did cost a lot of people, and that absolutely would have cost Alaska Brown if that's the case. With only 3 points, yeah, you probably put big money on other, and there you go. So, and we do take that into consideration. We look at that kind of thing and go, okay, well, if he got screwed over because the match lineup literally lost 3 out of the 9, all right, that's okay. You can't really predict that because you have to predict something, and the points go away no matter what, even if it's 1, 2, and 3. You're kind of SOL. So that is kept in mind for the future for possible contention. So it's not the end of Alaska Brown, is what I'm thinking.
No.
But we do move on to the next contenders, and LJ literally had another one the next night. So sadly, Alaska didn't make it, but LJ did move on. As far as for moving on, Bastion kept momentum going into the King of the Ring, along with GMSG, so both finalists for the next night did get wins. He defeated the Green Machine 18-12.
Still got the same record.
Still got the same record. Literally the same number of wins and losses. There's only a couple extra ties in there. But that's literally it. So that's a bone of contention for GMSG, and it's just kind of funny. So, yeah.
And Green's like always right there, isn't he?
Right there. Every time, right there. He's a perennial. He's an evergreen. And I didn't even mean that pun until I said it. Jesus.
Right? Like, I always root for that guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always close. Like, you could say it sucks to be consistently at that spot, but it does put you just so close. Like, one more step and you're there. And he's always like that. So, it's a matter of time. I really feel it's a matter of time. Next up, we've got the Simple Creatures. Modstep, Chappers, the tag champions, and a former world champion challenger, JJ Rocky, defeating the Regulators, 3J Platinum, Gotenaku, and Captain Charisma. It was 49-31. A pretty handy size victory there for the Creatures over the Regulators.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of felt like that was to be expected because they just keep on rolling. That's what they do.
They do, and they're really good at it. They are really good at it. We'll get into more of that shortly. But
we will.
They do good work, and it's kind of funny because on their own, Modstep and Chappers weren't, but as a team, good lord.
Yeah.
It's again the wins that matter, and sometimes this is that glue you need. So we'll see where they go next. Up is the only way, really, and they're already tag champs. So their goal of getting all the gold is definitely there. And now I'm on that radar. Crap.
Right. Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's not so fun when you're on the radar of them, is it?
Yeah, it is. That's what I want. Come on, man. But next up, speaking of, we got a non-title match. Broken Nerd lost to CM Carlito, 16-14. Yes, like I said, I did beat Nerd the next night. We've talked about that obviously, but here he faced CM Carlito and lost by 2 points, which again is one bonus question. So,
the foreshadowing, Carlito, good weekend.
Carlito did very good. Carlito did good.
Yeah.
Carlito is on definitely one of the ones where I'm going, because, I mean, he just beat the champ, and now there's a new champ. So, that's, Carlito's a fresh matchup. I think he and I faced off way back when, like, first 5 or 6 shows. And then...
Yeah, I did. That's when I faced him, too.
And then Lee and I literally faced him, and I remember it was the Greatest Royal Rumble, and we beat him by a point. Like, it was literally 99-98 for the Outsiders over Carlito and Hippo. And that was a big deal, that match. That was a big, big deal.
Right.
And I kind of got my win back over Hippo with that. But I still have never had that rematch one-on-one. Someday. But Carlito, he... I mean, he's been doing crazy stuff. Literally. And he beat Broken Nerd, so... Good win for him there. Also a good win for Nathan 8K. Defeating Luke Gray. And I'll just mention the next couple because there's some good names here, and the losing side was close. Nathan 8K beat Luke Gray. Spring Tigress beat the Alpha Dog. Hawk beat Vitamin Yes. Yeah, Vitamin lost again. And Cam Popplestone beat Wookie. Cam beat Wookie, and it was a good win. It was a big win.
Yeah.
That's a great one for him.
Good to see Cam back.
Hawk, it's great to see Hawk winning. He needs it. In his situation, but I mean, poor Vitamin. Yeah. Tigress beat Alpha Dog. Well, yeah. It's just that's Tigress. That's what Tigress does. It might have only been by 4 points, but that's the win. And Nathan beat Luke, like I said. So some solid wins. Yeah. Then the losses aren't really anything to be that upset over. I think again, Slammiversary, they don't really count. It might affect your Road Warrior chances, but some of these guys are in that range. But I mean, Vitamin Yes is literally on. I think this was his 9th loss in a row? 10th?
I think 11.
Is 11?
Is it? Or is it 10? What's his name in chat? Okay, well, we'll get to that.
He's close. He's close. We'll have time before the next one. But yeah, he's close to it. But yeah, like I said, great to see Cam back. And beating Wookie, that's awesome. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. Guy that made the Road Warrior title relevant.
Absolutely. Now... we do have Bomber and Kyoko defeating Forever Killin'. And if I remember correctly, Kyoko actually got the highest score out of anybody on the card.
That's wild. That's probably true. Yes. I'm pretty sure you're right.
That opened up the main show and that's a goofy fun match. I wrote that one. It was just a lot of fun to go all out with the idea of this tag team who's starting to get this swagger coming across Bomber, who is like the crafty veteran, always up for a fight, and Kyoko with the high-flying insanity. Not like she's a crazy person, but just try keeping your eye on her. She's too fast. So that tandem was good. And they've never teamed before. That tandem was fun to go against a team just establishing themselves, and as we'll see, doing a very good job of it. But yeah, Bomber and Kyoko got the win. Sometimes the tandem just meshes better together, so but that is our main card. Any standouts during that catch your eye?
That Alaska Brown LJ match was really good. I really enjoyed that. Hopefully we'll see Alaska get another shot in the future.
I believe so. That. Like I said, when 2 matches get thrown out of 7, yeah, man, I mean, that literally, even if those were his smallest possible points, that's 3. And that would have been a tie.
Mm-hmm.
And a bonus got thrown out, that would have been another 2. That could have been the win. So when you think of that, it's like, really? Even if it was the minimal stuff, he could not have gotten those correct no matter what, and he lost by enough points. Of that, yeah, that's I look at that and going, oh man. Now to be fair, LJ might have gotten the exact same things and still won. But
Right.
that's a tough loss. That's a rough one when you look at that. So, like if it was the Baskin Green Machine score, 18-12. All right, you know what? Losing a couple matches would have been 18-16. He still lost it pretty handily. But the minimums are what got my attention with Alaska there. So. And by the way, the official theme song, we always pick a theme to go with things. We picked this theme song, Space Jam, by Quad City DJs. It is the Space Jam theme song. It's, come up with Slam. That just came up out of silliness and randomness, and we all decided and agreed to it. And then CT came back again and goes, wait, what? He's like, oh man, I stepped away for like 10 minutes, and yeah, we decided on the song. Yeah, so.
Right.
Yeah, we have fun with those, so there's some interesting ones there. Let's round out the rest of the pre-show card, just to look at who we have here. We've got wins for RGX over Pain, the literal top block contender for the next night. 2 points. So again, that doesn't derail him. It's a house show. It's only 2 points. It's da-da-da. Midnight Rider beats Super Hippo 21-17. Good to see Lee back. You never know when he'll show up.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous when he does.
True.
For those paying attention, he did an awesome interview in our Discord. Go to Jobber Radio. You'll find the Discord from there on .com. In the character chat, he's got an awesome interview. Very old school in the sense they're asking him, don't you care about your character? He's like, oh, you don't even know me. It's
right.
Fantastic. It's awesome stuff.
It is. It's really good.
Yeah. So that's happening. J. Dionio and the Urban Legend went to a no contest. 12-12. Jonathan C.T. Martin beat Randy the Fiend Orton. That's a mouthful both ways. 15-13. The Dark Rider beat Mark Black 19-17. The Lucha Warrior beat Tom 16-14. Jace Villain 13 beat Cremador 20-18. These are all 2-pointers. What the hell's going on? And then Ash beat Nate Sniper 26-18. So finally we got a bit of a stretch there. Buck N5 beat Daddy Fatsack 14-9. Sion Blair, or Tian Blair, I don't know how you pronounce that one, but beat Godsaw by a point. And Rake Wrestle beat Fart Bucket 24-13. Everybody has to go through Fart Bucket. It's your rite of passage. Highest points possible were 44. We did have a couple things with the match of the night going to Sion Blair and Godsaw. New Boys
saw that coming.
Getting match of the night. Well, I mean, it wasn't going to be GMSG, and we got a point each. So, I mean, that killed our chances.
Yeah. Did.
In perfect attendance achievement to LJ, he's been on 10 consecutive cards, so good to see that one. You do get achievements like that and points like that, which, to be fair, don't mean anything, but it's cool bragging rights. It's for your bragging rights. House shows do contribute towards those, so there's things like that as well, and career points also, so it's always fun. Now,
gets added to your profile.
It gets added to your profile, yeah. As do the championships and your slammies, jobbies are equivalent and things like that. If you go through, you will see kickoff show highlights with the new people debuting. You will see things like the Bomber and Kyoko write-up. You will see the Hawk versus Vitamin Yes match. History plays into these. Lots of crazy stuff. Alpha Dog versus Spring Tigress has a write-up, and yes, it was a dog versus a cat. We played with that a little bit. It is a lot of fun. We have the Regulators and the Creatures. Bit of a short match, but it is a bit of a kind of a run roughshod win, so you don't need to really elaborate. And to be fair, not everything on Slammiversary gets a big write-up. We get carried away and we like to. Bastion versus Green Machine, one paragraph, but it gets the point across. It gets you what you need to know. The Road Warrior Championship, again, Alaska Brown. Valiant effort, but LJ was the one to do it. And the must-see Good Guys versus Match of the Night. Yes, we went crazy. So that is Slammiversary, Beer Me. How do you feel about the fact that you made me tap? Sorry, you didn't make me tap. No,
I did
the
not.
GMSG did. But you got knocked out during submission match and still won. How's that feel?
It feels pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, maybe we'll redo that someday, just the two of us.
There's a solo fight pit. That's probably what we should have done.
You're right.
Let's be fair. The tag team, we were pulling our hair out for like hours about that, and like, what are we doing? It's a bad idea. So yeah. But at the end of the day, we had another tease from Stella looking to cash in Money in the Bank. and it was just a fake out. That wasn't even there apparently. So
No,
it
he's
is.
just chilling.
Yeah, he's just chilling. So
Just waiting for the right time.
that was Slammiversary. That was the house show on the weekend. I close this page and boom, there is JRPL, the horror show at Extreme Rules 2020. Yeah, we're calling it that too, because why not?
Can I say one thing before we get out of this card? It was a horror show because looking down the list, it was not a good night for a lot of faces.
No.
Just putting it out there. It was more of a heel-heavy show.
It was. For the record, the overall Slammiversary, BeerMe and I were disappointed. We always are very hyped for Impact. We went in expecting awesome things, and getting Heath to do a promo and then having Eric Young come back and Rich Swann is the awesome but not bait and switch, followed by an EC3 promo at the very end.
Right.
That's not going to...
They got us.
Oh, and the Good Brothers, because they're apparently the top-tier main event level thing. They're bland white guys. And I mean that in a derogatory way. They're so bland. There's nothing to them. That's not going to cut it. That wasn't enough. And yet it is kind of who we were expecting. It just wasn't the way we kind of wanted it. Some disappointing matches. No aces and eights. No Team Canada.
EC3 decided to show up the next time on Impact and attack somebody instead of showing up at Slammiversary.
Yeah, they pushed it all towards Impact, but the show itself was a disappointment. At the same time, it was fundamentally fine. It just didn't meet the hype. And
another thing that made me mad, the women's gauntlet, when they were like, oh, there's going to be some surprise entrants, it was just Johnny Bravo and Drag and Katie Forbes.
Yep.
That was it.
And the match was not good. As a showcase of their women's division, it was crap. But at the same time, like Purrazzo and Grace was actually really good. It wasn't a good story of a match, but it was hard-hitting and physical, so there was some good stuff. Overall, it was competent, but it didn't meet the hype. It was one of the weaker Impact shows we've seen in a while, and because we've seen them all, we love them. So it was disappointing.
Willie Mack and Chris Bay was really good, though.
That was good. The main event was actually fundamentally fine. I love the North. Lots of good stuff happened.
Yeah, I did too.
But I mean, what I really feel is Bound for Glory is going to actually turn that corner. It'll be back. Cause
you think so?
I think. Well, they were literally stumbling out of the gate with all this new stuff. By October, they'll be good. I think they'll be good for that. So.
Yeah, I agree. And they had a lot of people. They were trending like number within the top 5 on Twitter for when their show was going on. So maybe this starts something.
Now, meanwhile, the horror show at Extreme Rules. We don't want to go too far into it. There was a lot of wonkiness. We literally had to wait 24 hours for one of the match results, the way that Asuka Banks ended. Just so people know how this stuff works, we go by the official results on WWE.com. If there's any question about stuff. Same for Impact Wrestling or ROH. We go by that. We don't go by the Twitter. We don't go by Wikipedia. We don't go by Cage Match. Because the WWE on Fox Twitter literally mentioned Bray Wyatt as the winner of a match back around Hell in a Cell. But he didn't win. Like, they got things wrong. So we have to go by whatever WWE.com is, and sometimes they take hours to update. That happened here because we didn't even know officially if they were saying that Bray Wyatt won the Swamp Fight. Or let alone who won the Raw Women's title, because the way it happened, Bayley counted the cover and Asuka lost the belt to Banks, but Bayley is not a ref, and was that a DQ or a no contest, or what happened? And then they literally declared it a no contest the next night, but there was videos making you believe that maybe Bayley wasn't official, it was real, and we just had nothing to go on. It ended in controversy. Well, how? Was it a double DQ? Was it a no contest? What is it?
Right.
For the record, the points don't get thrown away because the match still happened. We just need to know the end result because no contest was an option. Anybody who picked that would have gotten those points, but we didn't know that until Raw. So keep that in mind for things. That's why sometimes results do take a bit longer before they come out. Thank God Slammiversary didn't have anything like that because we had to get the results out in time for Extreme Rules. So
I actually didn't watch the show, but I heard overall it was actually pretty good.
It was really good. The pre-show match with Owens and Murphy was fantastic. The tag title match was really great. Ziggler and McIntyre was awesome. There wasn't a weak match on the card. I think the Swamp Fight was probably the weakest because it was just a lot of brawling. It wasn't that great. Cool stuff happened, but yeah, overall, like Mysterio and Rollins was fantastic. Weird, kind of a chintzy ending, but
Well, like you said, a lot of wonkiness to it. Those are the cards that I hate predicting.
Yeah.
Or kind of like the shows. Like the shows can be fine, but it's like really like I like if I get swerved a lot, I'm like, all right, it's I don't know.
And that happened. It seemed a lot of fundamentals were what they were here. Like Apollo Crews didn't participate, so the match got thrown out because the match didn't happen. We zeroed those points. And I figured Apollo's had some weird wonkiness with MVP. That match probably won't happen. So even though I'm confident Apollo wins, I'm putting 3 on it because I don't know if it's even going to happen. And it didn't. Nerd put 6 on it, and he lost 6 points for that, and that hurt him because he didn't have a chance to get those points back elsewhere. That's kind of how I won. Like, that's... You got to play that game and know what's going on with those matches. So, in this, you never know what people will pick. When you put your predictions in on our site, you do sign up, you put it in, it's all logged. The guy's updated. You can see everybody's picks. And you always keep champions and challengers hidden because we don't want people to cheat. It's the only way to be really fair about it. There's no way around that otherwise. So it's a lot of faith. I mentioned this before. Don't go looking to try to cheat because you never know what'll happen and you might end up screwing yourself over. It's literally trying to lose might end up winning because you don't know. We did the same thing for the King of the Ring final where both competitors, BeerMe, your partner, the GMSG, and Bastion, could not see each other's picks. Their picks were identical down to every bonus. Yep. So our main event at Extreme Rules for the King of the Ring final was a tie. A no contest at 26-26. There was no way that they could have known going in, and I'd like to think that there's no way they'd go intentionally do that, because if you win the King of the Ring, you get your called shot at immortality, which was looking like some awesome championship match against you at SummerSlam.
Well, believe me, there was no tomfoolery. Believe me, I talked to GMSG a lot.
Bastion said he flipped a coin for left eye or right eye. Like this. I'm shaking my head a little bit. It was insane. Like who
well, and they literally posted like 30 seconds after each other.
Exactly. So, yeah. So it's not like they could have seen and it wasn't that. No, it was. Yeah. Also, their records stay identical.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Absolutely insane. So, the King of the Ring went to a time limit draw. That's how we did that one. We had 2 faces going all out and going to the distance. What happened from there, because we're going to talk about our main event first and where that goes, we had the ring announcer kind of acting like the old anonymous general manager, saying the board decided there must be one true king, and the match will continue in sudden death overtime, even though it wasn't an Iron Man match. It's just like, we're going to keep going till we have a winner.
Right.
And then I attacked. Infinity comes out, because this is what we do. And Red and I attacked Bastion and GMSG, because they're the ones that eliminated us. And Lee came out as well to help, and ran wild on them a little bit, until Tigress and Green came along, HMF, to help pull out their exhausted partner, and Bastion, because he's a good guy. He's good, you know. They'll help him out, throw him a bone here, you know. And then when my music was supposed to play, Tino's hit, and the Renaissance came out, and beat the ever-loving crap out of the 3 of us, and then kept going and attacked Bastion and the HMF.
Yep.
I ate another Kinshasa. I think there was some pop-up power bombs in there, or pile drivers and everything, and it was nuts. And
it was.
Tino basically said that the Renaissance is here. It is the age of the Renaissance, not Age of Annihilation, but you know what I mean. The Renaissance is after the Dark Ages, pretty much is what we're looking at, and he's here, and made it clear it doesn't matter who you are, whatever faction you are inferior. So he kind of spoiled the spoilers attacking Infinity. That's normally what we do. So that goes to what I said a while back, where the Renaissance was a very dangerous looking faction based on their sheer size. That's a worry I've had for a while as part of a 3-man group with one guy kind of not there sometimes. So they picked their spot. They definitely made themselves known. I think the last thing I'll say on that is really it went from being a group of 5 that was a problem to a unified force of 5 that will cause problems. And
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
like it's not good for anybody.
Right.
Also, it's fun because, like I said, HMF helped out Bastion and GMSG, but they didn't help out Infinity. And what? and why would they?
Right.
I don't blame them at all for that. But what did you think about your must-see good guy buddy there going to a draw?
I mean, we'll have to wait another show before I find out what this called shot about. Who's gonna call their shot? You know?
Well, it's not SummerSlam anymore. Because we'll get into that and where that's going to go. Like, what happens from here? Because obviously, storyline-wise, we couldn't keep going because they had even points. Like, we're not going to do like, pick something else. We gotta do it, and they gotta draw. We gotta move on. So instead of co-kings, which I actually did joke about, do we have 2 kings? No, we need a winner. There must be a winner to get this, and neither one. Now, if it was a 3-man match and these guys tied and beat the third person, okay, we might have co-kings because that's kind of 2 winners and there's a loser over there. But no, we needed somebody to advance on it, so there you go. And then, BeerMe, like you said, the night kind of crapped out from there for a lot of people, including my redhead 12, because Red lost the top block title to Pain. Who caused Pain by bringing a butterfly knife and cutting into her leg and taking the Canadian flag tattoo that she got for himself.
Hey man, that's what he does.
Yeah, that's like
caused Pain.
That's an amazing heel moment. I give all credit to Red, who was writing that, who came up with that. That's like self-depreciating to the nth degree. Pain just went on to my radar for that. But I mean, he's a champion. I'm a champion. Red will take care of that.
Watching from afar.
Yeah. No. I came out there to help, and we'll scroll through and we'll see what we got going on there. But I came out to help. I flew back from where my match was with my new shiny garbage title belt. It's all like weird and barbed wire, but I came out to help Red, and yeah, things were not great. We'll get into that in a bit. But first, let's look at the Asylum Death Match. CM Carlito beat Super Hippo 3-6. This blood feud continued, and Carlito won.
More heels, just the start of heels. He did. He won. The good guys do not get their moments tonight, apparently.
No, and
not
that
many
really...
of them.
I mean, Super Hippo, he won at Mania, did he not? Or... was that Carlito?
No, he lost that tables match. Yeah.
So he's kind of he's kind of on the losing side big time of that. So
yeah, because Hippo was doing well up until this match. He was winning. Like
That's right.
I think he won like 3 or 4 in a row, and then he just
and again, if you want to see stuff in cinematic matches, you want to read that because it says Asylum Death Match. It's in an asylum.
Yeah,
no joke.
It's pretty dope.
Like, I need to read it again. I read it very briefly, but I need to read it again as soon as we're done here because I love these. We have a steel cage hardcore match where Hiro Shin Moses defeated Luke Gray 16-13. Again, Hiro came back with Renaissance, wreaked havoc later, but he got the win here as well.
Yeah, Hiro got off the schneid, got himself a victory.
Yes, he needed that. He really had been on a slide since losing the title at Mania, or around there. Like that was a big problem for him. So that's a good turnaround because, like I said, he might have lost here and there, but he got a main show win in a hardcore match over Luke Gray. That's all good. That's all good. So persistence will help with things like that.
I like to see people end their losing streaks, you know. It's always nice.
Well, next up, we do have Vitamin Yes losing again. Because Age of Annihilation, the Dark Rider, Jace Villain 13, the Urban Legend, and Hawk defeated the Legends of New School, Ash, Cure 1, and the Lucha Warrior, TND, collectively those two. And Vitamin Yes, he who is 0-10. in an empty arena hardcore match, and the winning team would get Hawk. And it was 75 to 65, 10-point difference. Again, another cinematic match I need to read more of and go back and really, really pour through and get the details, but I'll let you talk on this one. You've been following this one. You've been loving this one. Hawk got the win! Except he got the win.
Hawk got the win, but did he? I mean, but he, what did he really win? I wanted to see the good guy end up winning, and it just didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Yeah, not the way you wanted, right?
No. It's hey man, you gotta give it to AOA. It seems like they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. I want to see AOA versus the Creatures personally now, but
ooh, yeah,
that would be pretty dope. Maybe we'll get that down the line. I don't know how that would work. Two heel factions, but
I was gonna say, when you think back on things, you would have thought that the Legends would have been the one you'd see there with Ash and Cure One and Lucha and Vitamin of old. But
right.
it happens. Like, they're on like a Super Hippo slump, where a win over them still means something, but it's not entirely surprising either. But I mean, Ash is a former world champion. He had that amazing Best of 5 series. The Legends, the tag champions, they won it out of nowhere and kept it. And like, these guys are great. And Vitamin is a threat.
Hawk was a former UV champ. Yeah, and
Hawk's a former UV champ. Like, these guys,
Lucha Warrior and Cure One tag champs. Yeah,
this is a high pedigree 8-man match. It just wasn't. It wasn't their time here, and unfortunately, it's one that mattered. So,
right.
Now, one that did matter and is very interesting because they lost the night before, but Forever Chillin' and Killmonger won the Ultimate X match to become #1 contenders for the JRPL Tag Team Championship. Forever Chillin' and Killmonger defeated Cade Gailey and Randy the Fiend Orton, Renaissance members Nathan 8K and Cassius, who came back and did dirty later, and the Eloquent Enigmas, Jonathan C.T. Martin and Junction. Now let me read these points to you. It was 58 to 55 to 54 to 35.
Ooh.
That last one hurts. That last one hurts a lot.
Yeah, that one does hurt.
But this match, literally, we did not know who won until we got the news about Asuka and Banks, because 2 points is enough to have somebody else potentially win, or even capture 5 in a row, or 4 in a row. I forget. I always forget Ultimate X. But we didn't know.
Yeah.
So once we knew what that was, we were able to move on into the swamp and determined that Forever Killin' are the #1 contenders. And I love that. I love that this team kind of started a little weak, a little wonky, not really working out, looking at maybe are they the way to go. And now they're in line to challenge for the tag titles.
Are they face or heel?
Or do
we know?
They lean more heel. I had them going heel against Bomber and Kyoko.
Oh yeah.
So they can really lean into it from there. I believe they are full. They're straight heel.
Man.
Heels again, though. A lot of heels in this match. Let's be honest, though. Renaissance, the Enigmas are hit or miss. They're more face right now, but they've been both. So that was a tough one. That was a really tough one. But I love the new guys winning that. I love opportunity. I love them seizing that. It's like Team No Chance back in the day. It's like, what the hell, huh? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now we'll get into where that takes them from here, but that's an awesome win. That's a feather in the cap. That matters. That means something. I love that outcome. To be fair, any outcome would have been great. Renaissance really would have been able to run with that, I think, and the Enigmas really needed this rebound. Cade and Randy could have done some fun stuff too. That flies back. I'm swatting at it. But Forever Killin', it was just right place, right time. Like rumblings over if they're even, like, should they really even be a team? #1 contenders. Yeah, they should. They should be a team, definitely. So
right,
it's awesome. I love seeing that. You know what else?
They pull the upset.
I hope they pull the upset. We'll see if they can do it again, because we're going to look at things as we go. But you know what else I love seeing? Myself with a championship. Because here we have the Ultra Violent Championship match, a dungeon submission match, where Broken Nerd lost to me. I am the Ultra Violent Champion. You believed in me.
You're hardcore. Yeah, I did. I said I picked you.
It's by 2 points.
I believed in you. Yep.
It was a submission match. Storyline wise, I I've been writing all of Nerd's matches, all the cinematic matches, so I'm honestly putting him over as much as I can in these because they're great and they're fun. And that was my story here almost by having a dungeon submission match, which is almost so bland. Like, it's literally on a wrestling mat in the corner by a stone wall. What? But then things escalate and people start going through glass walls. That's kind of the storyline of it. But I'll tell everybody right now, I've recorded a promo after this and will be going up soon. And nothing but credit to Broken Nerd. Not just the character, but what he's been doing has been awesome because he'll do any match. He'll do anything, and it's awesome. It's fun. So that's like awesome favorite face type stuff. He lost the title and came back to it. I have no doubt he'll do it again, and I'm worried for when he does.
Right? Oh yeah, he'll be back. There ain't no doubt about it.
Do you even realize the pun you just made? With he'll be back.
I know, right? That's good stuff.
But yeah,
by the way, another heel.
Well, another heel. Yeah.
I can't get over how many heels. It's just domination.
No, don't forget, there's not a lot of heels. There's only like 18 heels.
Yeah.
But we gotta win somewhere. So when you make it a little shady, little shenanigans, yeah, we're gonna get some wins. Just like JJ Rocky did when he beat the crap out of Bomber in a death match. 3-1.
What a score. But yeah.
Bomber pretty much knew he lost after the first match because Cesaro and Shinsuke won the titles, and that kind of derailed everything because he put almost everything on New Day. And when you get points wrong in a death match, you get negative points. So that caused a problem. But so did JJ, so it hurt him too. So mathematically, sometimes you can lose big because of that. And like I said, Bomber's had more matches in death matches than JJ Rocky has had matches. But we can do the storyline to put him over, but he's actually winning anyway. So he's a
Where does
threat.
He go from here?
I don't know. Wherever.
Like he could literally,
wants.
he could literally just call out and be like, "Hey, I want you again," and I'll be like, "All right." Or he could be like, "I want the UV title." He'd be like, "Well, you did beat Bomber in a death match. That's like
that's what I did." I
Yeah.
even jokingly said that because he was in the main chat and they're like looking at titles like, "I want that UV title." I was like, "Oh God, I haven't even won it yet and I'm scared." So yeah, he's in my future definitely if that's the case.
Good luck with that.
Oh God, yeah, you know how that is. Yeah,
Yeah, scary.
Yeah, that's good. But again, awesome win, like we said. If anybody could do it, he could do it, and that's the Brock Lesnar style. So he's definitely doing it. Bomber did really good. I mean, 3-1. That's literally a 4-point difference. That's not bad, but it's enough to get the win. So, and like I'd predicted, if LJ retained at Slammiversary, he would retain here. And LJ did. He retained over RGX in a King of the Road hardcore match. It was one that also had the points where we had to wait, just to be sure. But LJ did get the win, retaining over RGX. Again, 5 points, not much. Hardcore match, that's you get one wrong, you lose 2. There you go. I don't know what to really make of what is going to happen next, but if anybody has a King of the Road match with LJ, he's probably going to win, because that seems to be his match. At least he didn't put RGX in a coma. That's the one thing that I'm sure you're happy about after the Warden having issues with that.
Yeah, that sucked. But yeah, RGX put up a good show. He'll be back too. He was on a roll. Like like the night before he beat Payne.
Yeah,
I know it was
the
the house show,
champ.
But
yep.
Yeah, but again, still, I mean those.
They don't really matter, but we look and go, I mean, he beat him here. Can he do it here? And that's where that kind of stuff comes in. Maybe he gets a main show non-title match, and then, can you do it for the belt? And yeah, that's where that comes in. So, not for nothing, he'll be back in that mix too. He and Alaska Brown both did really good. Like, it wasn't total blowouts. So, they'll both be back, I think, in that division, definitely, I'd say. Speaking of hardcore matches, and speaking of, I would say Chappers, that's his name. Speaking of creatures, who you were talking about, JD Onio beat Chappers in a hardcore match. This stemmed from the Discord, and JD got a big win over Chappers in this one.
It did. It did. That's a really good win.
Really good win. Also a good win is Spring Tigress over Tino, because Tino attacked me and I'm unhappy about it. But Tigress again got the win, like Tigress does.
She's on a roll.
The only loss she's had... Oh, I can't even think of it. I mean, she beat
Bomber.
you. Yeah, Bomber. Bomber, yeah. That's it. She beat you during all this in the King of the Ring, for crying out loud. Like, it's insane.
It's true.
Speaking of people who beat you... Sorry, I had to segue that. Modstep
right.
stepped in after attacking Rab, which we were worried about. We were worried Rab might not make it. You faced him.
Rab.
You faced him, and he beat you by 3.
Yeah, he did.
Don't forget, you
That didn't happen
wanted
too
this
often.
to be your Fight Pit submission match.
Thank God it would.
That would have been rough.
Yeah.
But
Modstep.
Modstep, again, a guy who's had shots at every title and only won the tag, gets a win over the world champion, which I think he did before to get a shot, like, years ago. So, you never know when the conversations come for contenders. This is the kind of thing where they go, I mean, he beat him here. It's a main show.
I mean, I don't lose very often, so when it is, it's like, well, got to keep an eye on that guy, Plus, I want to get that back someday. So, I mean, I've beaten Modstep in, like, a tag match. I don't know if I've actually beat him in a regular match or not. I might have, but if I haven't, I'd like to get that match back someday.
Another one that you like to see, I'm sure, is the Green Machine defeating Orstella.
Ooh, yeah, that's a really high scoring match too, if I remember right.
35-31.
Yeah, good for Green.
It makes you happy, doesn't it?
It does a little bit. It makes me even happier that Orstella didn't have 2 matches in a night.
Hey, if Orstella had cashed in, he wouldn't have had to because he beat you.
Yeah,
he had you beat already.
Mm-hmm.
And if he had cashed in, we'd have a new world champion.
Would.
By the way, but yeah. But like you said, probably waiting until after SummerSlam is the best bet, but we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah,
we also have Jut defeating Kyoko, because that's a match that's... damn, Jut. Is close, but Kyoko fought valiantly, tried to avenge things, and... I mean, it escalated. We'll get to that through the write-up when I scroll through that, but this is not over between Jut and Bomber and Kyoko. It's getting personal and is going personal, and we'll get to that one as we go. Cam Popplestone beat Tom. Cam 2 in a row, back to back. That's awesome. That is fantastic and great to see. I'm very happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alaska Brown beat former 2-time world champion The Finn. On a main show.
Hey, the guy wants his Road Warrior title back, or Road Warrior title shot.
He does.
That maybe he shouldn't have. Maybe I'd like to see that ran back. Just run LJ and Alaska Brown back. That needs to happen.
I think that's what I want. I don't want just him to get a title shot. I want it against LJ. That's what I'd like to see. That's because if it's that close, it's like, I got you. Can you do it again? So I really hope that's in our future. Buckend 5 beat Creamador by a point, 31-30. Again, very close with Buck. Buck doing good. Buck is almost like the opposite side of Green Machine, because Green Machine's always there, but just barely doing it. But Buck is doing it, but it's not always. So it's like they're the same kind of thing, always consistent, and a little more on the other side of it, but not enough to really elevate through. But like I said, earned a way into a Road Warrior title shot. Didn't quite get it. There was a top block. It was a contendership match, but
top block
is right.
Top block is Payne won.
That's right, right in range for that. And then Payne went on to win the title. So maybe Buck and Payne again. We'll see what happens there. 3J Platinum defeated Nate Sniper. I believe we're into the kickoff card here. Daddy Fatsack beat Wookie. That's a big loss for Wookie, I feel. That's a rough one.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
a rough
no,
one.
Daddy Fat Stack. I want to say that he's the one that does well. If you lose to Dave Smell My Fart, it's a bad loss. But or like what they say. But no, but yeah, I don't know because never really hear much from Daddy Fat Stack. So maybe
No.
it is. Maybe it is.
It's. I mean, it happens. It happens. We'll see. We'll see
Yeah,
where it
I
goes from there.
lost to him once.
Yep.
It happens. I mean, it
Now,
happens.
I mean, look at this. Gotanaku and Godsaw went to a no contest. Gotanaku's a veteran, has been here forever. Godsaw's had like 3 matches, and he took him to a draw. So we got new guys coming in to make some upsets as well. Cross came back and beat the Alpha Dog. And I don't want to keep crapping on Alpha Dog, but he's taking a beating. He's got to turn this around. He's on a Super Hippo slide right now.
Yeah.
Without the Super Hippo highs. So
right.
And hey, how about guys that went to no contests? Rate Wrestle went to a no contest with Captain Charisma.
Yeah, they did. Because I remember Cap was like, "Well, how do we do this?" And that's when they explained the rules, having to wait for WWE's ruling and stuff.
Yep. And we appreciate whenever people are commenting saying, "Oh, they're saying it's this here." It's like, that's nice. This is how it is. We're waiting for this. Because that's the only way to be certain. Because, I mean, things like Cage Match or Wikipedia are user-generated. So, what did WWE say? Oh, they're calling it that? Okay. Yeah. So another tie, another no contest with a new guy. It's interesting. Veterans and new guys tying. So, probably run them back, do some other matches. We'll see where those go from there. Sion Blair got another win over Kev. Fat Bastard Champ Alex Foster, yes, that's a real name. Beat Blue Monkey G, yes, that's a real name too. And Mark Black defeated Fart Bucket. So yeah, we have some interesting achievements on this one. We got some hardcore match first timers, Ultimate X winners from Forever Killin'. Carlito, Payne, and JJ won their death matches. Payne got the top lock. I got the Ultraviolent and my 3rd title, so that's achievements for me. Urban Legend won his 5th match. Alaska and Urban Legend also got their 10th consecutive, and Luke and Jace got their 50th consecutive. Again, just points for the achievements for some fun stuff. So, but before we go into the breakdowns, where I mentioned a little more stuff and swat this fly away again, what did you think overall of Extreme Rules?
Like JRPL wise?
Yeah, ours.
Well, I'm hoping that, I mean, like I said, it's just I'm going to keep saying it's just very heel heavy. Hopefully the faces can bounce back. New champs. Excited to see what they do. Like you and
I put my arms up
Payne.
and said that. You didn't see it, but yeah.
Yeah.
New champs, new contenders as well.
Yeah, JJ Rocky's out there. He's...
Oh.
Wait. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. It's a good show. Good show overall, though.
For people who do want to go in and read the write-up, it is again on JobberRadio.com. The kickoff show highlights detail things like the regulators coming through, the new guys debuting, taunting with Kyoko and Jut, me swatting at a fly on my screen. BeerMe, you're on the kickoff as well. There's Rab getting attacked, and then we have Tigress as well.
Yeah.
There's JD and Chappers with their match we go through. We have the Road Warrior title, which was again on an 18-wheeler truck for King of the Road, as voted on by you. So thank you again for that. That was a lot of fun. Bomber and JJ Rocky, again, I wrote that one, had some fun with it, with the idea of basically Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose and what it could have been. It's kind of how I looked at that. So then the Ultraviolent title, yeah, my match. I went cinematic crazy with it. The number 1 contendership for the tag titles is on here. Legends versus Age of Annihilation, the empty arena match. Please read through. There's a lot in that one, as you can see. Luke and Hero, again, a lot is in there. And good lord, Carlito and Hippo in the asylum.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You guys need to read this stuff. I wouldn't even do it justice if I went through it. Top Lock Championship, yeah, I already mentioned this one a bit, where Red had her leg cut open, because that's a thing that heels do. Basically had to out-heel the heel, is how that worked. And then there was the Top Lock Championship Aftermath. And look, that's a video of me. Have you seen this video, BeerMe?
Yeah, I've been watching it from afar now.
Watching from afar has a message for Redhead. It's on our Jobber Radio YouTube, where you'll see this as well. Promos go there. I didn't put that up. So,
Sure.
yeah. So someone is manipulating things. That like it's been proven it's not me from last night. Like, I wasn't even at the arena for part of this stuff, and I was in the helicopter on the way back from the Miami show, where I won the title. That does suck. It was about an hour that Redhead and I were champions together, and then it was all taken away. But yeah, that wasn't by me. But there's a video there. You can go watch it. It's watching from afar is doing their thing. No, it's not me, Jeremy. Stop saying that.
At the end, it did say something about maybe being announced on Frontline. So maybe if I don't know. I've always lived in the dark. So
you do. I don't have anything on this one myself either. I've got nothing here. So we'll see what happens from that. But I've got nothing this time around either. This is pretty much all recap stuff. So nothing from me this time.
I did like that video though. It's pretty good.
It's surreal to watch because I didn't say those things like that, and it's crazy.
Or did you?
No. And then speaking of crazy, we have Bomber and Jet brawling because Bomber's had enough. And I'll just read the last sentence of that. This was a taste of the brutality that we'll see come SummerSlam, where these two will meet in a Falls Count Anywhere at Bomber's house deathmatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to SummerSlam in a second, but Falls Count Anywhere in his house.
Literally.
That's going to be insane, and I love it. And then we have, like I said, the 2020 King of the Ring Finals, which went to a draw, time limit draw, and then Red and I decided to help things along and be kind people to help them back to their feet and get things going by attacking them brutally, and then Renaissance laid us all out. So they made their play. They did what they do. Can't blame them. You go after the targets, and that's literally what Red and I did with Lee. So now we move on to SummerSlam. And we don't have much to say about SummerSlam, I'll be honest. There's only a little bit we have here. But I'm going to do something fun for everybody because I got word during recording of this. I'm just going to hit F5 and refresh that screen. It's going to take a second to load here. I do have fast internet, but the JRPL site has to do what it does. And there we have JRPL TakeOver 30. Officially announced as we are recording this. It is official for August 22nd, the day before SummerSlam. It is a main show. It's probably going to have 5 or 6 matches, or still, if you're listening, it's a good cash-in time, but you might want to wait till after the King of the Ring. You might want to wait till after the King of the Ring, but just heads up, FYI. But that is officially happening. So we only have the Road Warrior title being defended by LJ, as it would be, of course. Nothing else is announced because we learned about this thing like 2 hours ago. Not even. So it's official. It's happening. More on that one as we go. That's all I got for that. But SummerSlam, yeah, we got a little bit. We got a little bit here, August 23rd, Sunday. We do have BeerMeJesus defending, if it's not done at TakeOver, against the challenger to be named. BeerMe,
TBA.
do you think you're going to make it to SummerSlam as the champ?
Whew. I want to say
Excuse me.
yeah, but maybe I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Orstella's already got something planned in mind on when he wants to cash in, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we'll see. We don't have a challenger for you yet. I literally have no matches aside from what's on here. Normally I have stuff ready, but we had a long show with the 2 results, so we'll have more, hopefully, for you guys, everybody, next week, as BeerMe usually learns. He learns them there, too. Power ranking should be next week as well, but we'll have some more matches from there, and we'll go from there, as we now have an extra card to figure out. We have every title being defended, though, at SummerSlam. We have the world title, yes. We have the top log title by new champion Pain. And also the Ultraviolent title by myself. This is much like WrestleMania, where I believe Red won the top lock and Hero won the Ultraviolent, and we're defending for the first time ever at Mania. That's much like what's happening here, so history might repeat and either keep it, or one keeps it, one doesn't, so we'll see what happens, but Pain's defending, and so am I. No stipulation on mine, but it's Ultraviolent. Of course there will be. One set of challengers we do know, though, is the Simple Creatures are defending the tag titles against Forever Killin' at SummerSlam. Now, we talked about that with the underdogs. I don't see them beating the Creatures at all. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah, I don't see them beating them either. But never say never. It would be hilarious if they did.
You never know. You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Now, we do have a couple other matches here. Obviously, the Road Warrior title will be defended by LJ or the TakeOver winner against somebody. The King of the Ring final will be run back. The GMSG will face Bastion again at SummerSlam to determine the one true king of the JRPL. So that match
hopefully
is
we'll
happening.
get a winner there.
There is no stipulation. I don't believe there will be, because what are the odds of that happening again?
You say that.
I know.
Yeah,
but
you say that.
But I believe there's no plan for stipulation because it wasn't their fault. And yes, falls count anywhere at Bomber's house. Deathmatch, that you want to talk stipulation, does exist. Bomber is facing Jut 9 in a match I'm ridiculously looking forward to. That'll be a hell of a lot of
that'll
fun.
be a good write-up.
And rounding out what we have is Luke Gray versus Tino.
Yep.
And there's nothing else after that. And like I said, there's really nothing before that because TakeOver just got announced. So, I think we can just kind of cut it there because we're going to have weeks, literally a month, to be able to talk about SummerSlam and TakeOver and the build-up to these matches and the build-up to these events. Because, honestly, we need to build these cards because we don't know what they're going to be yet. SummerSlam, we have ideas, but we don't really have everything worked out for TakeOver because it exists as of 2 hours ago.
All right.
But overall, for Slammiversary, I know I've talked a lot. I liked it a lot. For Extreme Rules, again, I talked a lot. I liked it a lot. Any last thoughts on the two shows? The house show, main show, double feature, the new champions, the stuff. I know heel heavy to end the weekend, but any other thoughts regarding all that?
Not really. Like I said, congratulations to the new champs and everybody that's continuing their winning ways. And hopefully we'll finally get a King of the Ring winner.
Hopefully. Someday. Maybe their records will finally stop being the same and we'll have something. That was Bastion's first tie, by the way, as well.
Yep.
I've only got 3, and I got 1 this year. That's his first tie. So, but
that's pretty impressive.
Let's leave it at that then, champ. It is an hour that we've been going, and we want to get this to the people to follow up on their big weekend. Please go to jobradio.com, everybody. Please read the write-ups. Please watch the videos. Please watch this. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. It's a lot of work that goes into it. It's a lot of work, as you can see on the site, with articles and stuff to come. There's going to be King of the Ring follow-up, surely, because of all this stuff. It's going to be there, but champ, I think we should take it home from there.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. We will end it and see you in a week with matches that we don't even know yet for some of these events. We'll hopefully know by that point, and we'll see what happens. I really don't know where to go with that because that's not happened yet, where we're like, hey, an event! So, I think it'll be fun. It always is. We have a lot of fun with it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And thanks again for joining me here at BeerMe. It's good you being champ. And again, I hope you do carry it through TakeOver so at least you can get the SummerSlam. Because otherwise, I don't know what you're going to do.
Right. I hope so, too.
It's going to be crazy. So thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.